It's been a great pleasure coming and visiting this museum, Commodore Ranjit Rai. I am interested and curious to know what was the dream or vision that led you to set up this museum?
It's been a pleasure to receive you and take you around the museum for the second time, sir. Well, the answer is very simple. When you have spent 32 years in the Indian Navy, and then after that you have spent 13 years looking after a big maritime company, you come to the conclusion that North India is landlocked and we must talk about what the Navy and the seas are all about for the future of India. That actually became a passion, and from very humble beginnings of collecting few artifacts and books, I've spent my time to make this museum.
You've very well brought it out, but how did you conceive the idea at the sort of outset? Any inspiration?
Well, the inspiration actually was visiting museums around the world, and I found in Delhi, where I have retired, that there is no maritime museum. In fact, very few in India. And therefore, one felt after going to the Hamburg Museum in Germany and the Lisboa Museum in Portugal, where the 1961 Boer War is given so beautifully, it was my dream that something like that, in my humble way, I should be able to do in India, and this is the result of a modest beginning, but gives me great pleasure for the passion that has pushed me for it.
You are now 84, and how much time did it take for you to set it up from the start till now?
Very good question. The start was difficult, but so many friends, so many donors willing to help me, it became absolutely clear in my mind that it will be not a difficult job. And of course, luckily, I had the basement in this defense colony, which was in good shape for me to make into a museum, into the library section, into the history section, into the personal section, and into the 27 models of ships. Therefore, it was actually difficult in the beginning from 2016, 2018, then came COVID. The museum closed down. And then thanks to friends and others, and Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, who is a member of parliament in Defence Colony area, she encouraged me to go forward with this museum.
Would you like to indicate some idea of the expenses that may have been incurred to bring it to this shape?
Well, I must confess that I have written books. I get a little income, not much, from those books. All that income actually goes into the museum. I therefore have got donations, not of money, but artifacts. I do not accept any money donation from anybody, but I do accept gifts, artifacts, and therefore they have even bought artifacts like the Aviation Defence Universe. They have bought artifacts of Battle of Trafalgar and put it into this museum.
Any mention that you would like to make of institutional or individual support, help you got in particular for this project?
It would not be very correct to mention names, but I will do it. Certain chiefs of naval staff, starting with Admiral Novan, who actually served under me, to Admiral Karambir Singh, to Admiral Hari Kumar, all of them were very forthcoming, including Admiral Das Gupta, and many other admirals and commodores and captains were very forthcoming, and they would, at one request on a cocktail party or on a party or just by a simple letter, would send me an artifact. And I'm sure I'm grateful to them for what they have done, because the credit for the museum actually goes to them.
Do you plan to bring it on Delhi's tourism, the tourist map?
Well, this is a very difficult question. I don't want it to become commercial, but yes, certain attaches in Delhi have brought their VIP visitors to the museum. But I am not here in a commercial capacity. And if I talk about tourists coming here, it would become a commercial. I would get involved in taxes, I would involved in some other fact. So for the time being, I'm not thinking of putting it on the tourist map, but the entry is free. Anybody can come. A tourist operator wishes to come for 15 minutes to the museum, can certainly come.
That's very well brought out. My last question, is this museum, your dream project, is it now complete, or you still have some concrete ideas which you would like to expand, the way you would like to expand it?
Well, India's future lies in the seas. Whoever controls the Indian Ocean controls part of the world, the trade of the world. Therefore, this passion of mine will carry on till I possibly can, to spread the word of what India needs from the seas and what India can get from the seas. And I'm being a very modest messenger with this maritime museum.
Thank you very much, Commodore Ranjit. It's been a pleasure and quite informative, this visit of ours. Thank you.
A pleasure. Jai Hind.